morning. It's day 2 in my classroom. I got me a healthy breakfast. Just kidding, it's McDonald's. And I'm about to go make copies this morning. There's not very many teachers in the building here, so I want to make sure I get the copies done before everyone arrives. And I'll get back to you. I said that I was going to be making copies. I'm making copies of our first math unit. So I put all the copies from the first math unit in the student binder. And I teach 2nd grade, and they're pretty good about not tearing up the pages or getting them out of order. We only take the binder out during math, so I think that helps keeping it organized and not getting it trashed. But let me show you the binder real quick. So these are our binders, and I haven't put the math pages in there yet because, like I said, I'm copying them right now. But I used these binders last year, so this is the 2nd year, and they're holding up pretty good. I noticed that I had labels on here and they don't stick very well, so I'm going to use a Sharpie, probably a silver one, to write the numbers on their binders. In their binder, on the first page in a protector sleeve, I have some resources that they were going to need for this unit. So counting money, clock, and a hundreds chart. So our district uses Lucy Calkins for literacy, for reading and writing, and our units come with these already made posters, and I've stuck these on paper and they look all nice and neat and cute. But they all start looking the same. So in order to keep them organized better, I've decided I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to organize it on this colored paper. So I'm going to put all of Unit 1's charts on, say, blue, all of Unit 2 charts on green, all of Unit 3 charts on yellow, and so on. So that's going to take a lot of my time today because I'm going to be cutting up these charts, taking them back apart, so that I can redo them on colored paper. This is going to help me quickly grab what I need for my closet. I'm not having to look through, oh, is it this chart that I need or that chart? I'll know Unit 1 is blue or Unit 2 is orange. So that's going to save me a lot of time. So I'll keep you posted on that. Can you see the problem here? I made all these great copies. There's no hole punch. Hashtag don't forget the hole punch setting. Now I have to go through and hole punch every single one of these papers. I just thought I was ahead of the game here. I've already done one stack, so I'll put these in the math binders here shortly. So our units are divided into sessions like 1.1, 2.2. So we'll do a couple a day of these papers, and then on Friday at the end of the week, I'll come around, staple all that we're supposed to get done that day or that week, and let the kids take it home. However, if kids don't get a lot of their work done, then I'll also put a note on here that your child did not work this week on getting their work done, or just kind of a little progress report on how they are at getting their work done in class, and is it because they're struggling or is it because they spent their whole time talking. So I'll also kind of jot that down on there. I try to check daily to see if they get their work done, because as soon as they get their work done, that's when they get to go play math games and things like that. But you know, I'm also during that time working with small groups, so I can't always check these daily, but I at least try to check them weekly to make sure that they're getting it done, they're doing what they're supposed to be in class. And also, just like as a report to their parents, like, hey, your child is struggling, or hey, your child is not working in class, and here's the evidence of that. Could you please work with them on this at home, etc. So anyways, I guess I'm gonna get back to hole punching the rest of these papers. Okay, so I got the first math unit copied. Now I need to copy our first writing unit. Our first writing unit is nonfiction, so I'm going to go get the page template for that, for the writing booklets, and get those copied. But first I want to show you how I organize my literacy, my writing and reading units. So here's our cabinet that I have above my sink here, and I have each unit in a little tub labeled Unit 1, Unit 3. This is all personal narrative or narrative writing. and reading. And then we have Unit 5, Unit 6, Unit 4 down here is poetry, Unit 2, so up here is all nonfiction units. So in my little tubs, I have whatever books that come with that unit in there. So Lucy Curriculum provides read aloud books and any other books that I want to add, or any papers that I make, or little charts or things that I make. Like this is in here because we'll talk about bringing our stories to life for feelings. This is just something I made. So anything that we use for that unit, I'll stick in this tub. Oh, now that I'm seeing this, I also need to make our little tiny topic notebook. So this also goes with our first unit, and we'll be writing down our ideas that we want to write about. So I need to make copies of these two. Here's my Unit 1 binder. So each unit also has a binder that I keep my lesson plans that I've made in and things like that, so I can look back each year and remember like any changes that I've made or any little things that I've done. So this is our personal word wall that I'll put in the writing folder. I'll need to make copies of that and get that ready. So yeah, lots of prep that goes into this. So my first thing that I need to do is find the writing template, and I can't find it, but I know it should be in here. Okay, I found the first writing template. I need to go make copies of that. I also have in my binder the template up for the tiny topic notebooks, so I'm going to go make copies now of these two things. So I'm getting the copies, like I said, done out of the way. I know it seems a little early to be doing this only the second day of setup, but since there's not a lot of teachers here, I'm wanting to get this done today. So I've gotten a little off task and distracted and have started copying all those papers and forgot about doing my charts. I'm going to get back to those in just a minute. I'm going to get over here and I'm going to work on these tiny topic notebooks. So I've just copied 10 of these pages, so that makes 20 tiny topic notebooks altogether. I'll need 24, but I already have some from last year. I know it's a different color, but they'll get over it. What I'm going to do is put paper behind it and cut up this line. So once you do that, you have this. And then you just fold this and staple the tops. And you've got yourself your own very tiny topic notebook. So what is a tiny topic notebook for? In the Lucy curriculum, they jot down their ideas that they want to write about. So our first unit will be personal narrative. So they'll write down what it is, any stories they can think of or things that have happened to them in their life that they could write a story on. So I'll show them, I'll give mini lessons on like how to jot down ideas and where you can get ideas from. So that's what I'm going to do now. Once again, getting distracted from the charts. So I have this chart that I created. It kind of looks like the Lucy kind of charts where it has some words and a picture with it in different boxes. So I'm going to remake this one. I don't like how long and big it is. I want it about the size of those over there. So what I am doing is I already have it in a Word document, but it's too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting it in a PowerPoint, and then I'm going to print it where there's 2 slides on a page, and that way it will be a little bit smaller and not so big like this and be on such a big piece of paper. So I'm going to get that done and then I'll show you. Okay, so I redid that poster. Now it's looking like the rest, and my heart is happy because everything is starting to come together and look like symmetry. I like it. Next poster I'm going to redo is this post-it. So we have to jot our ideas down on sticky notes, and so I'm going to redo this poster onto this yellow paper, but first I want to type up these words on the computer. So I'm going to go do that so that I can tape them on there and then add my sticky notes to go with the words. So off to do that now. Alright, I'm finished from changing this poster to this. I like this one a whole lot better. You can really see the words a lot better. And I like this blue. So this poster will be something that's hung up all year. We won't really talk about it at the beginning a lot. So our district, again, uses Lucy, and in Lucy they encourage a lot of like post-its to be posted throughout your book to encourage talking about your book. Well, my district noticed that we really want our kids to be reading during reading and not writing during reading. So instead of writing out all of their thoughts on their post-it, we came up with a set of symbols. K through 3rd met with each other and came up with a set of symbols that would go with each topic. So at the beginning of the year, I will start off modeling this, and then eventually I'll start encouraging the students to do this in their own booklet. So I might one day say, this is what symbol I'm going to use when I notice that a character has a mood, a certain feeling. So maybe the character is happy or angry, and we'll talk about character feelings. So I might encourage the students, hey, why don't you use your post-its and mark where your character has a feeling. Then we would come to the carpet and talk about, encourage more talk around this versus writing. So then we might, oh, I had a connection. Let's see if you have any connections to your books today. How about you read your books, and if you find a connection, post where your connection was in your story using this symbol, and then come to the carpet and we're going to talk about it with our partners. So here's how we use post-its in our district, with symbols, not necessarily with writing on the post-its. So again, this will be built as we go throughout the year, as we talk about each point. So there's character trait, feeling change, lesson learned, connection, want, favorite part, vocabulary word, problem solved, figurative language, a tricky word or a confusing part. So we have symbols for all of these that will be taught throughout the year and encouraged for the kids to try. I have these 2 retell posters about retelling a story, and I wanted to redo these. And so this is what I've been working on, is recreating an anchor chart, and I just combined the 2 ideas. So when I'm teaching and I want students to practice their comprehension, I'm going to ask that they stop, they think, and they retell. It says here, readers retell to help them remember what has happened. So why is it important that we need to retell our story? Down here, I have different strategies that they can use to help them retell their story. Now, I love, as you can see, using pictures. The less words on your chart, the better. As you can see, in the lower grades, you're noticing what sticks out to you. These main words. The less words, the better. You want more pictures. So the first strategy is using words like first, in the beginning, then, after that, next, finally, at the end. And I use a stair step as a visual reminder for them for that. The next way that they could retell a story, I use a picture of a hand, is by retelling it on your fingers. Somebody wanted, but, so, then. I'm sure you've heard of this. My last visual to help them retell the story is beginning, middle, and end, and I used a train. So they could say, in the beginning, da 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 da, in the middle, da 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 da, in the end, da 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 da. So, again, if you're making a poster, try to keep it at a minimum of words. Make the words that pop out or the words that you really want them to know, and try to use a lot of visuals. Most people are visual learners, so here's an idea of how you could make a chart. To the point of feeling like you have so much to do that you just don't know where to begin. That's what I'm feeling right now. So I've got the laminator on. I'm about to go laminate my charts, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is these tabs right here. A coworker next door was giving these away, so once again I snatched them up, and because mine were all broken, and so I need to label them with student numbers, because these are going to keep their folders and things in. So at the teacher store, go buy you a set of calendar cards. They go from numbers 1 through 31, and you don't have to make anything. You just use these calendar cards to help you number things around the room. Amazing idea and a time saver. So I'm almost finished with putting the calendar number set on these tubs, and I didn't even laminate them. I just used packaging tape to put across the front, and it should last all year. I've never had any issue with students like picking it off or anything. Maybe that goes back to my management and me, you know, telling them to treat the classroom respectfully and things like that, but their number has always lasted all year long without laminating. And they're up. Now I'm going to go laminate these charts. I think the laminator's ready. So now I have a pile of stuff that has been laminated. While the laminator was hot, I went ahead and laminated some name tags. So I've got a lot of cutting to do now. I've been busy changing a few things, so I moved this cabinet. It was over there, so I moved it against here. And I put some flexible seating options there, so I may not keep them out all the time. I might just have students get and take what they want to use. I'm not sure how I'm going to exactly do flexible seating yet in my classroom. But for now, those are just there. I have a desk over here. I want to lower it to the floor and maybe put one of those cushions for a kid to sit here on the floor and work independently. This desk over here, I'm going to use this for like my student of the month or student of the week. I'm going to put a special caddy on this and, you know, make a big deal out of this student for working so hard and doing so great in my room. I have moved some of my classroom around. I put the chairs out to make it look more like a classroom and worked on kind of moving the desk around so it's looking more like it should. I need to take the cloth that goes on my table home to wash. I've cut out these charts. I just need to hang them up and organize them in my closet. I've cut out my name tags, and now I am going to open up these boxes. So I told you yesterday about Help a Teacher. It's a website where people donate to your classroom and you create a Amazon account and you create a wish list on there. These are the boxes that people have donated today. I've already opened them with scissors, but I haven't seen what's inside yet. So let's see what we have. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Oh, more tape. Use my muscles. Oh, ribbit! Ribbit! Here we go. And no, I don't work out. Should. Yay! So this is the class set of clipboards, but they're also dry erase. So 2-in-1. Clipboard, dry erase. This is going to be awesome. Next thing I got. Ooh, yay. I got the balanced wobble chair cushion. These are going to be exciting for the kids to sit on. I got 2 of them. And I got one more stay ball play balance ball. Those are going to be exciting. And then my last box are 2 more of these wobble cushions. I'm so excited to use these for my classroom. Hope you have enjoyed following along on my journey. I'm wrapping up day 2. I've been here since 10. It's now 4:45, so I'm ready to get out of here. I need to go pick up my daughter, make dinner, be a mom for a while. So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.